Is it soup yet? And welcome back to Cliffy Land. This is weekend country number 117 on our second attempt of cooking food of every single country in the world. And tonight we're up to the nation of Montenegro. Montenegro is a small nation located in southeastern Europe, is a former component of the nation of Yugoslavia, and it is on the Adriatic Sea and bordered by Croatia, Serbia, Kosovo, Albania, and Bosnia and Herzegovina. Its food is really delicious and reflective of its geographic position and its history, influenced by the foods of the late Ottoman Empire and Turkey, the Levant, the Mediterranean, Central Europe, and Hungary and Serbia. Has a lot of delicious dishes with a lot of seafood being found along the coast and along the mountainous regions, different things. Now, last time we cooked Montenegro, we got to cook over 2 nights, so let's take a look and see how things went when we tried things then. Well, 4 years ago on the Global Cooking Challenge, like I said, I got to cook over 2 nights, got to do 4 different recipes. On the first night, I made a stew, which was really delicious. It was made with okra, and it was wonderful, though I was thinking I was doing too many stews at the time. But what was most curious is that this dish from this European nation was almost identical to the dish that I made for Chad, a Central African one, a few months ago. So that was curious. I served that with a cold buckwheat noodle salad, which is really delicious. I was looking forward to doing that one again, though I did run out of time. Thing though is, I'm not really sure that has anything to do with Montenegro, but it was good anyway. In any case, on the second night, that's the one we're reproducing tonight, we wound up doing 2 dishes. The first of those was a stuffed roll, which was made with collard greens. It was really delicious, and I still haven't gotten really good at the wrapping rolls situation, but you'll see that later. And we served that with a mushroom soup, which is really delicious and very potatoey. So now let's see what go into the 2 dishes we're doing tonight. First, for our Montenegrin stuffed greens, we'll need roughly 2 pounds of whole collard greens, roughly 0.88 pound of veal cut into 1/4-inch pieces, roughly 0.84 cups of canola oil, roughly 5.25 ounces of onion diced, roughly 2.8 ounces of whole grain rice washed and rinsed, ground black pepper to taste, chopped fresh or dried parsley to taste, roughly 8 ounces of Montenegrin dried ham. Seeing as we'd never be able to find that, here we are substituting prosciutto, and yogurt for serving. And then for our cream of mushroom soup, we'll need half a pound of mushrooms, fresh or frozen, boletes, porcini, oyster, or others, 3 scallions finely chopped, 5 carrots sliced, 1 stalk of celery sliced, 5 medium potatoes cut into chunks, 4 tablespoons of olive oil, half a cup of heavy cream, salt, and pepper. That looks really delicious. We gotta get rolling.
First, separate the leaves of the collard greens from the stems. Then remove the thick part of the leaf. Wash the leaves in cold water. Then set a pot of salted water to boil, and boil the leaves in the boiling salted water for a couple of minutes. Remove the leaves and drop them into a bowl of ice water to stop the cooking process. Leave in the cold water until needed. Heat the oil in a saucepan over medium heat, and add the onions, and saute until softened and translucent, about 10 minutes. Add the chopped veal, and saute until browned, about 4 minutes. Add the drained rice, and saute until the rice is coated in oil. Season with salt, ground pepper, and parsley, and let the prepared stuffing cool. Lay each leaf down flat, and place a serving of the stuffing onto one end of each leaf. Fold in the sides, and roll the leaves into a tight package. Wrap each package in 1 piece of the dried meat, and place the rolls into the base of a deep saucepan forming 1 layer, and cover with water. Place a plate or smaller lid onto the rolls. This keeps them from bouncing around and coming apart. Cover and set to simmer over low heat. Simmer for 2 hours. Remove the earthy part of the mushroom stems and quickly rinse under water and pat dry gently. Then, in a large skillet, heat the olive oil over medium-low heat. Add the scallions, and saute on medium-low, stirring for about 2 to 4 minutes until softened. Raise the heat to medium-high and add the mushrooms and cook for 3 minutes over medium-high heat, stirring constantly. Then add the carrots, celery, and potatoes and saute for 3 minutes. Add salt and pepper to taste, cover with boiling water, and cook for 45 minutes over medium heat. After 40 minutes, add the heavy cream and cook for the last 5 minutes, stirring constantly. Transfer the mixture into a blender and mix until reaching a smooth texture. Scoop the soup into serving bowls, plate the rolls, and serve with yogurt on the side.
How did that all turn out? Well, it was really delicious, although it took a whole lot more time than I had remembered it would take, because it was 2 hours to cook those rolls, and it took me forever to actually make them, and even then my rolling technique is just, lacking. Nonetheless, the stuffed rolls were really, really delicious. The addition of the prosciutto along the outside really gave it that extra bit of saltiness and had a really great flavor. The veal was nice and tender, and the greens were cooked very nicely. It didn't look great, but it tasted great, so I'm going to give that one 4 out of 5 globes. If my actual technique was better, it would have surely been a 5, because it was really great. And that yogurt really helped balance out the saltiness of the dish, so make sure you serve it with that. As for that soup, the mushroom soup was really delicious. The mushrooms gave that nice bit of earthy flavor that balanced out the very thickness of the potatoes. It was a really nice dish. I really loved it. Make sure you add lots of cracked black pepper. The servings were a little bit on the large side. We really enjoyed it. I'd like to serve it for company, but again, the servings need to be a good deal smaller because it is a very hearty dish. Still, I loved it a lot. I'm going to give that one 4 out of 5 globes. So that does it for Montenegro and Europe for a little while before we head back to Africa for a spell when we go to Northern Africa next week to have the food of Morocco. See you then. And remember, if you'd like to see our streams live when they happen, follow us on Periscope or Facebook Live. Like and subscribe to be advised when these videos are posted. If you have any thoughtful feelings or helpful suggestions about the food that we're cooking, sound off in the comments. Remember, links to the original recipes, remember these aren't my recipes, are found in the About section. And tune in next time. Thanks for watching and happy eating!